YouTube, and today I'm going to be reviewing two of um England's England's biggest stop motion icons. Now this is now let's not waste any time and jump into the story of Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbits. And no, I really don't know why it's a rabbit. It could have been any other animal. So the story. Now the story of this is pretty simple to follow. It's pretty much Wallace and Gromit now own a rabbit company. I guess they have that. I guess that's a thing. I didn't know that was a thing up until now, until I watched this movie a while back, but apparently that's a thing with them. Yeah, rabbit companies. Everyone knows about those. Yeah, they pretty much just take care of rabbits, but they don't kill them, they just sort of take them into their house. Which now is actually becoming a big problem because they're getting way too many rabbits. So what do? You'll get more rabbits. That's the same thing to do. I mean, who wouldn't do that? And while there, Wallace meets his love interest of the week or something, because he has this is like his third love interest. Come on. Although originally it was supposed to be the love interest in a close shave. In a close shave, the little short that they did, yeah, it was supposed to be her, but nope, she's gone, I guess. They just got, hey, let's put in a new character. So now pretty much he meets his love interest of the month, and then that's kinda it. He just kinda leaves after taking care of her rabbits, and also after meeting the villain. Yeah, he just sort of meets the villain, meets her, and then just kinda goes. And then they decide, okay, we have way too many rabbits in our house, so what's the only same thing to do? Attach a brain alteration machine to this rabbit containing unit that Wallace made, and then turn it on so then Wallace can think, okay, vegetables or fruits or any healthy thing, anything that grows in the ground that you can steal is evil, and you should never eat it once in your life. But then, of course, a mistake happens, and a rabbit comes on his head. It happens, and they pretty much switch brainwaves. And then after that, they pretty much just have a were-rabbit. Yeah, it just kind of comes. Somehow breaks out and just sort of comes. Again, it happens. And so then they go after it only to find out who really is the were-rabbit. And if you haven't seen this movie, it's gonna be hard not to spoil. It's gonna be hard not to spoil this, because it's pretty obvious in the movie who it is. And so then they had to stop the were-rabbit while also saving one of the characters. Again, not trying to spoil. And also so that then Gromit can figure out his subplot of winning a trophy. Yeah, a were-rabbit's around. Trophy! But still, he actually does let go of the trophy thing after a while. Even up to the point where he decides, forget. I don't need this trophy that bad. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be too hard to not talk about that scene without knowing who the were-rabbit is, so I'm sorry if you haven't seen it yet, I just gotta say it. It's Wallace. I'm sorry if you haven't seen it yet, then go watch it. I will put a link to it in the description, but if you haven't, it's really obvious. But here's the thing. The story with this movie isn't that strong. It's original, yeah, it's real original. But not that strong. Like, what really makes it a good movie is the characters. Those are really strong. But the story itself, it's just not as strong on its own. Like, if I were to see a movie with weak characters, then that movie would be terrible. So, really, it just depends on how the characters work. And it really relies on that. Luckily, they got good characters, but If they didn't, then the story would be awful. So really, what I have to say about the story is 4 out of 10. It's weak on its own. It's too weak on its own. That's why I'm giving it 4 out of 10, because it's just so weak on its own, and it doesn't have anything to support it aside from the characters. If you were to take that away, if you were to just have bad characters, then you would have a bad story. So yeah, 4 out of 10. And now on to the part that I just now said is what makes the story strong. The characters. Okay, so pretty much the characters in this movie, again, are what make the story very strong. These are the parts of it that make it really worth watching. In fact, it's kind of what made it my second favorite animated film. Yeah, this is my second favorite animated film stop motion animated film of all time. Because it's just that good, and the characters are that strong. So I'm going to start off by talking about my favorites. The dog. Yeah, dogs are better. The dog is the best part of this movie. And most people tend to agree on that. Like, the dog is the best part about this movie. Because he is loyal, like what you would expect a dog would be like. And he's also very focused. Like, he's very, very focused on his goal. Heck, he even, like I said in the story part, he even drops his dream of getting a trophy. I guess that's a good dream. And so then he can just go and save his best friend. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, that's very focused and very loyal to his friends. Heck, even the villain notices how loyal he is. He even says at one point, your loyalty is something. I think it was moving. Yeah, I think he said your loyalty is moving. And it is. It's very awesome. And also, here's the biggest thing. He doesn't talk. Nope. He doesn't say a word. Unlike most animated films, he doesn't say a single word. It's just awesome that way. He doesn't even make any dog noises. He's just sort of silent. He doesn't even have a mouth. But yet he's still my favorite character. And then there's also Wallace, who is kind of like the exact opposite of Gromit. He can be loyal, but sometimes he'll just sort of go off and be with his love interest instead, which I don't know. I just got very annoyed by. But and he can also be sort of egotistical at times. Like, you can tell he's kind of self-absorbed in his invention. Like, oh yeah, I made this. I did this invention. You're just like, okay, you did. Good job, I guess. And I feel like that's kind of a bad thing with him, because I can't get behind him as much. But I'm not gonna lie, when they do a fake out, I'm not gonna say what kind of fake out it is. It is kind of sad, and you don't want to see anything bad happen to this character. And then there's the villain. Oh my gosh, this guy is awesome. I don't even remember his name. He's just awesome. I'm sorry, his name was kind of hard to remember. I don't know why, I just don't remember it. But he is just an awesome character. I mean, this guy is hilarious. There's even one point in it where, okay, you know how, like, a villain is talking to this one guy because he needs something, you know, that sort of thing, and then there's lightning crashing after every single word that they say, like, after every single sentence. Then pretty much, like, the lightning keeps on crashing, and then he's just like, a bullet. What is happening? Then he just closes the window. It was just hilarious. It is just a hilarious line from this guy. I mean, I just love this villain. He's just so likable. And then there's Lady Tyington, who, oh my god. She's just a damsel in distress. you could argue that in the movie she does sort of lay the main antagonist, but and then she got stopped because a rake goes into her hair. I don't know. It's the rake goes into her hair and then she stopped. The logic in this movie is there's hardly any logic. But yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't get behind her. And then there's the priest who, staying with Lady Tellington annoyed me, but he was just kind of like the guy who everyone trusted for no clear reason. Just like, oh yes, you can trust me. Why? Because I'm a priest. I'm like, that doesn't mean that we have every reason to trust you. Okay, just shut up and trust me. I'm just like, this is pretty much all that this character is. Why doesn't he have more development? He's actually in the movie quite a lot. He's not a main character, but he's also in it a lot. Then there's the village people who I don't even know most of their names. I don't even think that Nick Park, who made this movie, knows their names. But they were very, very funny for when they came on screen. Like, there's one moment where this old lady in the village was just trying to come up with all these other guys because the were-rabbit was chasing her. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And what she do? She goes up there with this giant pumpkin, which he's after, and then everyone's like, come here, come here! Oh, go back, go back! It was just hilarious. So, yeah, the village people are very interesting to watch. So, the characters all in all, I would have to give an 8 out of 10, because when they do the characters right, they really do them right, and they're very strong and likable. And they do hold up most of the story, which is very good. But when they make them annoying, they're just too annoying to focus on. And they shouldn't be in a major part of the film or play a major role, but they do. So, yeah. I do like the characters a lot, but the characters that are annoying I just can hardly stand. And so now on to the animation. The animation. So, like with most stop-motion films, the animation in this is really good. Like, it's really good. It took 4 years in development, and it shows. They put a lot of detail into what the sets look like, and they also had a lot of puppets for each character. The hardest one being the rabbit, the were-rabbit itself, because of the fur. But if I want to get critical, there are some parts, there are some shots in it that are really fast. Like, there's like, oh, shot, boom, okay, you saw that, right? You saw that, right? You saw the animation, right? Okay, good. So, yeah, the animation can be very good, but the shots can be very fast, especially in the action scenes. So, but the animation in a whole is still really good, and having the action scenes be fast is really good, especially since it was stop motion. So, all in all, for stop motion, I give it an 8 out of 10. Now, this is a film that my mom likes. This is a film that my mom likes. If you guys knew her, then you would, and asked her about animated movies, you would know that she doesn't like them. But this is one that she likes. So, yeah. I grew up liking this, and I still like it to this day. The characters are strong and likable, for the most part. I'm talking about that damsel in distress, though. Sorry, I really hate her. The animation is really good, although the story can be weak, it still has the characters to fall back on, so making the story making the characters be more of the star, which is a smart move. So, all in all, how do I give the entire film? Well, again, 8 out of 10. And next week, I'm going to be reviewing And next week I'm going to be continuing Stop Motion Month by reviewing the movie Coraline with Keith David, because he's just awesome.